Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Mondays with Bev and Paul.
Good morning.
And my name's Paul.
And my name's Bev.
It certainly is.
Yes.
Good morning. If you'll notice, I have a scarf on.
Ooh,
She has a scarf.
Heavy sweater.
I am going to take it off, though, because it's a
Little
hot in here. Yes, sir. We got winter in Tucson.
Finally.
Yeah, I had the pond froze again, and it was 24 where we were.
No kidding.
24 degrees, yep.
It's amazing what a couple miles
Yeah, come
does.
to here and it's 34, 35 degrees.
Yeah,
so
interesting.
So welcome. We're here another day to talk about BioTouch. We'd like to share with you what the technique is, how to do the technique.
Oh, absolutely, always. And, we're still waiting to have a conversation with you, comments, questions. We would love to hear from you. And always keep you informed about what's going on in the world with us and our amazing practitioners and the web that we're building.
Yep. So what we'd like to do is we just want to take a moment of bliss with you. So. So now we're on. We didn't have the sound on, but here we are again, and we're again going to go over the question of the day: what's the common denominator of all people? And we're going to read from the book BioTouch: Healing with the Power in Our Fingertips.
So this comes from the chapter called A Touching Bond. And again, Deborah is interviewing Paul, and he begins by saying, Cheryl and I were hanging out in Norman's living room when people started gossiping about two local feuding families. Apparently, the people involved had never gotten along, in a way similar to the Hatfield-McCoy conflict. Members of the clans lived in the general facility, but had avoided each other for decades to prevent bloodshed. Yet everyone was bewildered because whenever any of those family members happened to show up at Norman's at the same time, they were able to sit together peacefully, waiting their turn. Suddenly, an elderly rancher who'd been sitting with us got to his feet. He was one of the town's old-timers. He looked at us and said, "You want to know why those feuding clan members can sit together peacefully in this living room? It's because Norman and Carole brought love here, and people can feel it. Yep, Norman and Carole brought love to the Mancos Valley." Well, his words sent a shiver through me, Paul continued. Then I heard aha booming in my head. I immediately thought of the people in the world who were suffering, feeling alone and afraid, the common denominator of all humanity. But Norman's healing method eliminated pain, provided a sense of well-being, and delivered a form of love that people desperately needed. I couldn't imagine a better application of love thy neighbor than that.
Yes, sirree. I know.
And there it is.
That common denominator. And you know what's interesting, when I went to Egypt to share BioTouch, we got calls from all the different areas in the Middle East there, Qatar, Iran, different people were calling. It all had to be translated, but it really hit me. Every single person was calling with the same problem. They were afraid and they were suffering.
So it just reminds us that we are all dealing with what we call a human condition. You can call it the denominator, the thread that runs through all of us. But if you don't think that we're connected with each other, we just have to look at what's happening. I think that whatever part of this planet somebody is suffering or a group of people are suffering, it affects all of us. It affects humanity, even though we don't think so.
Right.
It's this common thread of humanity that we're all sharing in. And I have to remember that why BioTouch is so important right now is because it's all cracking open. And I think at some level we're really being reminded of how connected we are. So BioTouch can be the common denominator of love and not fear.
It's like we talked about. It's that key that opens up, we call it the gift. It's the key that opens the door, unlocks the gift, to allow us to go from fear into love. And we don't have to think about it. The common denominator here, that we're all stuck in these bodies and they're all suffering. I mean, now we're hearing about the flu epidemic and BioTouch, just for that moment even that we're doing it, just gives us a moment to stop.
Yeah.
And in that moment is when, as this guy said, love can come in.
Right.
And then we see that common denominator. We see that we are just love. We are all equal here on the planet, just trying to do the best we can.
Yeah, and I think that's a point that we want to keep reiterating, that when we have the opportunity to step from that fear into a sense of love, that's innate. That's the other reason why it's such a gift. It's not that we're actually giving it. We're speaking to awaken the gift that's already present within each of us. So BioTouch allows us to open the possibility of changing that fear factor in our life and to experience more of our innate nature, which has always been love.
And we don't have to think about it.
No.
I mean, that's the great thing about the story of Mancos, that it started in Mancos. And it's funny, I just had a visitor, this couple came to visit us this weekend, and they're folks that I lived with when I left camp in Mancos, and then we lived together in Durango, and then he was a teacher in Mancos. Wow. And so we were sharing all these stories, and I even told him who that man was, the old man, because he knows the old man. It was Harry Knight, right? Wow. And I said, well, because he just read the book. And he said, and so I said, well, let me tell you who the old man was. And he said, oh, no.
Oh, that's great.
This is a group of people that wouldn't normally talk to one another about love and healing. I mean, here's a great little story he was telling me. This is the kind of town where, so they had a building code regulation, theoretically, 900 people in this town. So Lenny goes to the town hall, and he goes to Grace. He says, Grace, I need to get a building permit. So he pays the $10-20, whatever it is. And he goes home and he starts to work on his house. So the building inspector is also the town marshal. His name's Buck. So he calls up Buck, and Buck comes over, and they just start shooting the breeze for 15-20 minutes. And finally Lenny says to him, he says, Buck, are you going to check out the work that I've done? Do the inspection. And the old man, the marshal, turns to him and he goes, Lenny, it's your house. Why would you do anything that you didn't enjoy and wasn't going to be safe for you? And that was the inspection.
Wow.
So
that's profound.
Yeah,
really.
Well, it really is. I
mean,
and that's sort of why it's sort of profound that BioTouch, the public awareness of BioTouch, started in Mancos, Colorado, this little town that just was very much about relations. Even if you had ill thoughts of somebody, you shared it. I mean, there was no pretense. You didn't hide behind certain things. So everybody put stuff out on the table. And so when this old man said Norman and Carole brought love to the Mancos Valley, and that these people who usually would never have talked to each other were sitting in this house together, it was profound.
Wow.
And that click in my brain of, we need to get this out to the public.
Mm-hmm.
That was the point
That
where
was it.
we need to get this out.
That was your aha moment,
right.
as you say.
And,
yeah.
And that's our job here, is
right.
to just get BioTouch to you.
Well, when you were telling that story about the building inspector, somebody building their house, that's, you can look at our bodies. We're building our houses, and BioTouch lets us, what would we do? We just nurture ourselves and love ourselves if we gave that a chance. So we always know what's going on if we just step into a little bit more of that love for ourselves and for each other. We're going to always build that house wonderful.
That's interesting, because then if we use the building inspector as those of us who do healing work, we don't consider ourselves healers, but there's lots of healers and practitioners, that if our job was only to say and encourage people of, well, you know what to do.
Yeah.
You would not do anything. And to encourage people, and that's the Foundation's philosophy, is to encourage people to grow in their own self-awareness,
exactly.
to give them and their families a tool they can do immediately. You don't have to go to somebody. If you do, that's fine. That's how you get more information. But this particular technique is as simple as taking those two fingers at this moment, reaching out, touching someone. There's an effect.
And so when you're saying that, I'm remembering our little conversation from last week's show when we were talking about, well, here we are telling everybody that we have a gift that belongs to them already. But what we're not programmed to know is that you are the gift bearer, that it's not just about getting BioTouch.
Right.
This is about us telling you that BioTouch is a tool that's easily gotten and learned and so easy to use immediately, and you can be effective. So we're here to try to change your thought about your own empowerment to help somebody, not just to receive it, but to give it. And that's the whole unifying crux of this family unit that we can bring this to.
And that's the only reason we do these shows. We're here every week, and even if one of us is somewhere else on the planet, we still try to get the word.
Mm-hmm.
And we were told by somebody doing some marketing work with us that they were sort of blown away that we've been doing this for so long and consistently, because that's what BioTouch is about. It's consistency.
Yeah.
You do it. You put it on your program like you do brushing your teeth or drinking your tea in the morning or your coffee. If you just did, 3 to 5 minutes every day with one another,
wow.
you would build your house.
Oh my goodness!
To be strong and healthy.
Yeah, if you just open the greeting, do the greeting for the day. Here, let me give you the greeting to start your day.
So let's show you the stress cycle, because we're talking about the flus and the colds, and we're going to actually teach you how to do allergy, infection, and poison.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a research project done by Dr. Kenneth Stevenson out of Texas, University of Tyler at Texas. And she found all of these stressors on top, where all these little lines come into the activation of the accelerated aging pathway. So we hear all these stresses come in, and we come into chronic stress, which gives us a cortisol dysregulation and an immune dysregulation. Well, that immediately lowers our immune system. It starts creating dementia, cardiovascular disease, tumors, mood disorders, obesity, all those things we hear all around us, including people getting this flu. There's like no immune system in people. And she found, if you see that dotted line that says BioTouch on both sides, if you bring BioTouch into that stress cycle, you can improve the circadian pattern of cortisol release. That's your nighttime cortisone levels, and that improves your quality of life. But more important for us right now is the increase in what she called interleukin 12, which improves immune system function. That in itself is amazing.
Amazing. That chart is just wonderful. Yeah.
And that's a key that's needed right now when you turn on the TV or you open up the newspaper, and just the fear of reading that creates you, oh my God, do I have it now?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. See, so we're talking about fear again.
Right.
The fear that, communicates through all of us. And then we are saying, well, but wait a minute, we have something that you can have and use that will build your immune system and help you to, combat whatever's coming up. So this is all about you and all of us taking advantage of something that is here now to help all of us, to connect all of us, and to give you a powerful tool to improve the quality of your health and your life.
Yeah,
It will change your life.
It's amazing. I mean, well, it is just amazing.
Yeah.
That chart, and that was done with saliva testing, blood spot testing, and questionnaires.
Yeah.
And so it's just incredible that something so simple can be so effective.
Powerful. Yeah.
So let's teach a little bit today.
Let's.
Let's teach. So here's our manual. Now you can get that manual on our website, justtouch.com. Order it. If you become a member, simple $18, you can get that whole manual with links to the video downloaded right to your computer. And so every week we like to teach a set of points. And this week we're going to teach you how to work with allergy, infections, and poison.
The infection, allergy, and poison sets are 3 separate sets of points. They all share the same hold point, which is the same as greeting point 1, located in the fleshy area just below the base of the breastbone. As with all sets of points, these may be touched repeatedly. Infections of any kind anywhere in the body may be addressed by holding X and with the other hand touching point 1, which is at the base of the large muscle on the right side of the neck and slightly above and behind metabolism point 1. Allergies or allergic reactions may be addressed by holding X and with the other hand touching point 2, which is on the right side of the neck, directly behind metabolism point 3 on the top of the large muscle. To address poisoning within the body, hold X and with the other hand alternately touch point 1 and point 2.
There you go. I was just doing that this morning for Jenny.
I was just thinking, I bet you did that for Jenny this morning.
I mean, she can't tell, you worry about whether you've got the infection, but a lot of it was allergy. And it was interesting because when I did the allergy point, she's like, oh, when I did the infection point, nothing much. But the minute I went to the allergy, she relaxed. So it's like, I wonder if this really is just an allergy situation.
Right.
But then her ear was starting to hurt. So we did the allergy, infection, and some ear sets. And it's like
so incredibly easy.
Yeah,
I mean,
we just did it while I was on the way out the door. It took me 3 to 5 minutes. So please give it a try. It's just so simple to do, and so we have ways to learn it. Also, we have the manual DVD. You can learn it on your own. We have classes, and one of the classes we're having is this Thursday night.
Oh my goodness.
Tell us about it.
This is going to be an amazing. Well, I'm excited because we are offering our workshop on the condition called stroke.
Okay.
And stroke is something that so many of us are dealing with. And we have a very special guest presenter and her partner.
Yeah, he's coming. Larry's coming. Wow.
I am so excited. And don't forget, we live stream. So if you can't make it to the workshop in Tucson, get onto our Facebook page and watch it from there.
So Rose is going to present a little bit about what happened in their life and what they went through for standard care for stroke.
Right.
Then she's going to talk about how she stumbled upon BioTouch and what it's done for her and Larry. And Larry actually might get up and say something, she was saying.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
And so one of the things that she brought up, which we never really thought about, but it's usually $15 for non-members to come. She wanted to know, well, what if a couple comes and they just get one of the little workbooks? So we decided, well, what the heck? If a couple comes, we'll just do one price.
Yeah.
$15 for the couple. So if you're here in Tucson, join us at 6 p.m. here at the center in Tucson. If you have any questions, you can call us at the center. Or you can just send us an email, office@justtouch.com. And we do those every month. Next month it'll be joint replacement situation. And we have one of the nurses and nurse teacher who works with us, who has had joint replacements. She's going to tell us about
I know.
standard care and how BioTouch can help.
That's awesome.
So those are every month. Those are just 2 hours.
Yep. No, it's great. Every fourth Thursday of the month. So.
And then this weekend, is it this weekend?
It
is. Well, we're busy this week.
Oh my
This
goodness.
weekend we have our practitioner training. That's the 10-hour class where we go through the whole manual and practice all the points on one another. And we have a special guest coming to that one.
Again, we do. I'm so excited about Dave being here.
Yeah, Dave Clausen, our certified practitioner from Durango, will be here, and he is going to do his work to be authorized to teach the practitioner training in his area. And we also have another practitioner who might want to show up, Chris Chappelle. He really wants to teach it. He's out in the Benson. Area. So things are happening, and it's easy for you to learn.
Yeah.
So please join us.
I know. Join this revolution of love, because that's what we're doing here. Yep.
So again, we did another week, another day,
another show.
Another show. So we're going to go back and put on our clothes.
Put the heater back on.
Get back. And we're going to end with our great little love song about the Pima Street action. And again, we'll see you all next week. Thanks.
Yeah, have a great week, everyone.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand the healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action. I know you have heard these beautiful words: love thy neighbor as thyself. Using BioTouch will help you so much, you'll never need anything else. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand the healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action. Of mine has spent a lifetime teaching people how to heal. Energy healing is such a good feeling, it'll help you if anything will. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction, choose love while you still can. Don't even try to understand the healing grace in your own hands. Put love into action. Put love into action. Put love into action.